So let's talk about cost of living in Bali. You see guys, I was here around a year ago and things have changed. The prices are back up, let's say like that. It's back to normal. And after a good bit over a month here on the island, I want to share with you a little bit my life. On the one side, some budget options, be it accommodations, be it going out, free things to do. On the other side, some options where you would have to spend a little bit of money. And how is the value? Is it worth it? But let me take you along on a month in Bali and the cost of living. So guys, sitting down a little bit, let's say, for one of the main activities in Bali, a nice little coffee shop. So obviously there's tons of them in Bali, and I have to tell you, you can get a really nice coffee for like anywhere between $2, $2, $3, or $4, depending where you go. So definitely in many ways the prices have gone up. Like you can get a breakfast depending where you go for like $3, $4, which is great. Depending where you go, it could be $9, $7, $8, $9, still pretty good. But like around the corner here, I go often to the Canggu Cafe, great co-working. If you go a little bit outside of Canggu, it's gonna become even more affordable. So Canggu, and I would say Seminyak even, not my favorite area, but Seminyak is even more expensive. The value is there. I have to tell you one thing, I've been here a year ago and the life that I was living here for under $1,000, it's really one of those cliche things you see on the internet. You know, like you can get so much, stay in your own villa, get a nice scooter, go to a nice gym, go to the beaches. But the thing was, a year ago it was still quite hard to come to Bali. You had to have special visas, and obviously with that the amount of people was very low. So demand fairly low, supply fairly high, so the prices have been different. I was staying in a fairly large villa. It was shared between like 2 or 3 people. The cost of it has been like $400 a month. I absolutely loved it. And now coming back, especially accommodation is obviously the biggest part that goes up. Just to share with you a little bit, when we first got here, stayed at a couple of nice places like the Desahai here in Canggu, not too far from the rice fields. Just other nice hotels recently have been in Uluwatu, and obviously for like a really nice hotel experience, regular, let's say, prices you can compare to other places, $200 a night, $300 a night, but yet still again the value you get in Bali I would say is more. Still between, let's say, be it hotel collaborations, be it just booking a nice place for a week. Sometimes I just want to work, I just want to mostly spend my day outside. I just get like a guest house for $30, sometimes maybe even $20. So I have one example here, the Ryan Bagus guest house. So just to show you as an example. Okay guys, and speaking about options more on a budget, it is definitely possible. So just moved into this nice little guest house, like GoPro wide angle, but it's actually very cozy. We are in the middle of nature, paying $18 a night here. We're like 10-minute drive outside of pretty much Canggu center. Got a nice little pool, so basically like a fairly common Balinese guest house. On the bottom, 4 or 5 rooms on the top. But especially outside of the high season, you can live in pretty nice places for a couple $100. It's still possible, still fairly close, but you have to find them. Like you can get an amazing place for $300, like just nice, simple. But before we continue with the cost of living in Bali, a quick word from today's video sponsor, PIA, Private Internet Access. You see, especially while traveling, let's say you're sitting in a cafe, in the airport, you're accessing the internet, and the reality is your data is not safe. So a virtual private network, or VPN for short, hides your IP address and safeguards your connection through an encrypted tunnel. So with over 30 million downloads, they are the world's most transparent VPN provider, and also they have a no logs policies. And with one subscription, you can use it on up to 10 different devices. A great tool to log in from anywhere in the world. So with over 84 different servers in different countries, you can just kind of pretend like you're logging in from the US or from anywhere in Asia. And the best part about PIA is just how easy it is to use it. You open it up, you choose the location, one click, and you're connected. It's very easy. Using PIA can also help you to save money, be it traveling to Bali or anywhere else really in the world. If you change your geolocation, all of a sudden you might see that the flights have a different price. Also, when booking hotels, if you change your location, you often can find a better deal. On the other hand, if you're using something like Netflix, you can log in Canada or in the US, which enlarges the catalog on, for example, Netflix massively. So with that being said, with my link, you can get 83% off and another 4 extra months on top. So I think that brings down the subscription to something like $2.03 a month. With that being said, I would say a VPN is really one of the most useful tools to have. Check out the link down below to get this special offer right now, 4 months for free. Check it out. Let's get back into Bali. So let's talk about things like transportation. Last year, obviously, again, so many scooters to rent. The prices have been really lower because of that. Now it's kind of like back to regular high season prices, let's say like that, $100 for a scooter a month. I think like 1.4 mil, maybe like $90 for a month to get a basic scooter. So yeah, if you like calculate around 70 to 90 bucks a month for a scooter, and gas is pretty much, I don't know, they're like barely running on gas. Get a full tank like 2-3 times a month, maybe $10 tops. And let's say gym. In terms of gyms, surprisingly, Bali has a lot of them, but at the same time, it's not that easy to find a good one. When it comes to an air-conditioned gym, personally, I do like the outdoors one, but if I have a daily routine, I've always been sticking with the gym Kerobakan. Last year, same gym I've been going to. And I have to tell you, it's definitely, let's say, not one of the cheaper gyms, but if you want to have, like, let's say, everything fully equipped, all the equipment, you would have to pay at least $100, because there's some gyms, they're like a $200 a month is really, I have to tell you, maybe one day more budget options are gonna come to Bali, because as of right now, for like $20-30 a month, maybe like a very local gym, which still can be cool. I like to visit them every once in a while, but I've been personally training in the gym. I think their monthly rate started like 1.34 million or something, around $100. If you obviously sign up for like half a year, if you stay here long term, it's gonna be a bit less. Alrighty guys, let's also talk a little bit about just eating, getting the calories in day to day, not always just going to cafes. You know, back in the day I used to grocery shop a lot, also cook at home. Right now I'm moving around a lot, so either to a cafe, or what I like to do almost every day is go to a warung. There are some, they're not that great. Others, like for example the warung Bumi, basically it's like a local eatery. They have a lot of different ingredients. You can stay away from the fried stuff, go for some nice steamed veggies, some nice chicken, maybe some tofu, some brown rice they even have there. And seriously, the prices for like $2, you can get a really good meal, where anywhere else it would be like organic, whatever, Bali sourced, like anywhere, let's say in the Western world. Overpriced stuff here, fantastic value. So this is what I do every other day. In terms of grocery shopping, my go-to probably is fruits. So I go to the local fruit markets, dragon fruit, papaya, watermelon, like literally you can get it for like $1, like 2-3 dragon fruits, depending on the season. Right now I think it's the season, but yeah, great. And on another note, for working, usually I don't stay in one place too long, so co-working membership usually doesn't make too much sense for me. But the B-Work in Bali have been spending quite a lot of time there, just in their cafe, having a coffee. On the other hand, the Zen Cafe, which I'm at right now, fantastic place to sit down and have a little bit of a working area in the back. You get a coffee, maybe like a little bit of a meal, and can work for a couple of hours. Love it. Alrighty, and so back by the beach, let's talk a little bit like free time activities. Lots of beach clubs here in Canggu, most famously I think the Fins Beach Club. And obviously those are places to definitely leave some money, but let's say it like that. Recently I was in Uluwatu a couple of days ago, went to the OneEighty bar, kind of like a day club. The pool there, the vibe. Let me show you a little bit. So another day, another adventure. Today at, I'd say also a pretty iconic place in Bali. I don't know if social media blew it up or has been known for a while. Okay, so we are at the Edge Hotel right now, just passing by for kind of like a day bed. I think the day passes go for around like 30 bucks or something like that with a food credit. So, I mean, you know, let's check out the waves. Let's go down. So I would say this is what Uluwatu is all about. And I guess it's called the Edge because of this view. So looking down overlooking the cliffs. And this is pretty much their bar. Okay guys, very surprisingly, as you can see, I have no neck.
I was just about to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you aware of that?
So here, the pool is actually really deep, so I would say like 170 depth or something, and then you are walking up towards the edge. And honestly, when you just look at the pool, it looks like a nice pool. You're not like too crazy blown away by it, more by the nature, more by the waves. And then you're coming out. So number one, it gets less deep here. Number two, this is the view you're looking at. So literally kind of like the level you can be up here is like this, or you just wanted to climb over here. That was your idea. That's how to get into the pool.
You're like,
yeah, the guy just
you're crazy.
whistled at her right away, and then you can look over the edge, see these insane waves, and I think the rocks down there.
Yeah.
Seriously, definitely has to be on the list of one of the sickest pools in the world for sure. And it's not that like it's a small pool, it's just slightly over the edge, but by what you're looking down at, maybe you've seen like drone shots as well. I'll also probably put up a little Instagram reel did that. There's a little platform for that in the corner. It should be a bit higher, then it would be optimal. And the third thing that we're looking at here, well, that's what I meant.
It's see-through.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
See through there. Okay guys, and while we're on the note of different accommodations, so let me take you a little bit to a more expensive option in the north of Bali. This place, depending on the room, starts at around $200, $300. But let me just show you what North Bali could get you in terms of a place to stay. Okay guys, and talking about places to stay, cool areas of Bali, a very different spot is the north. So this is called Munduk, around 2 hours, if you're lucky, if you're in traffic, 3-hour drive from the main areas. And also speaking of places to stay, staying right now at the Munduk cabins. Truly unique place. I'm telling you, you're in the middle of the hill. Sometimes during the day, the place is completely covered in clouds, so super different vibe. It's also a little bit cooler up here, and you know, depending on the seasons, these type of places go for a couple $100 a night. So let's say very different type of experience, but at the same time, around the area, all the best waterfalls are here, and Bali is really one of those places where you can get so many different experiences on one island. I feel like I'm in a completely different place, just stayed one night here. So yeah, maybe gonna set up the fireplace there. There's a jacuzzi, kind of like a hot pool, the cold pool right next to it. So we're gonna be practicing a little bit the Wim Hof method, if you will. And to give you a quick idea of the room itself, you have seen the drone shots, but this place truly, like if you would stay here for a couple of days, just this space, perfect for little weekend getaways. This is their living room, so much glass, so you see the nature all outside. This is the balcony, some nice artwork. And yeah, I would say really cool that they have this fully equipped kitchen. Also actually used it a little bit for cooking. And next to it, the bedroom, nice big TV. This is pretty much the view that you're getting, that you have seen also from the drone shots a little bit. So actually it's a 2-bedroom. Downstairs is another like smaller bedroom if you're coming with multiple people. They have 6 cabins in total, and bathroom super nice and neat. What a place. And I feel like when it clears up, you even see the ocean from over here. Incredible. All the way back, very small.
Yeah. Is this the food you had today?
Yes.
You look so masculine, firing that marshmallow. Wow.
So another big go-to in the middle of Canggu is get a nice and fresh coconut. So you can buy coconut water in the store for like $1 or something. They say it's mostly natural, but what we prefer to opt for is to go for the real deal. So this man is selling coconuts both cooled. There we go. And the best part is they're 10,000 rupiah, which is like 70 cents, fresh coconut in the center of Canggu. Let's load up on that potassium, on these electrolytes.
Daily supplies.
Oh no! The turtles. Okay guys, and just talking about, let's say, things to do around here for free. The island is a playground, so you know, cost of living. You can go out to your rice field for a nice walk. It's extremely scenic. I feel like they should be charging entrance here, and they do. It's some other rice fields, more like famous ones like the Tagelegang rice fields in Ubud. Super nice place. I think depending on which entrance you take, it's like between like, I don't know, like 30,000 and 50,000 rupiah, $2-3. You know, one thing that I have found out a bit, let's say, I think after my second or third visit in Bali, is that it's fairly easy to extend your visa. So guys, we're going right now to Gaya Bali Visa. If you have watched last year, these were the guys that helped me to get into the country. Last year still you had to have a business visa necessarily. And this time, regular on a tourist visa, everything is nice and simple. But if you want to stay longer, many people like to do what they call visa runs. So you just go to a different country, come back, pay for the flights. Or around here, how much is it? Like around $50 or something like that?
For extension?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically for around $50, I'll leave the details in the description. Gaya Bali Visa. Exactly. Here's all the details you would like to know. And basically, if you want to stay for 2 months on a simple tourist visa, they will help you out with that. If you want to have a business visa for up to 6 months or even longer, they do that as well. What else do they do? Like if you want to have a kitas, what they call, basically sponsor yourself through a company that you can open in the country and stay long term here, they do that as well. So basically, I really do research in most countries I go to on different options. And yeah. Alrighty guys, and so we're back by the beach. Just wanted to wrap up with you a little bit, talk about the different parts of Bali that we have visited, different types of life you could be living. You know, for me, still to this day, like when I just started traveling first, everything has been a lot on a budget. You started traveling with $500 a month maybe. At some point, maybe a couple of years ago, I bumped it up to $1,000. And usually I go to places where, let's say, stay longer, where I can live a fantastic life for $1,000, which anywhere else, let's say in the Western world, you would pay $4,000 or $5,000. I'm talking stay at a nice place, have the opportunity to go out into the sun, to the beach, get like nice fresh food, locally sourced, and that type of stuff would be so much more expensive at other places. But once you, let's say, build yourself up a little bit, let's say you're making money online, and then you can bump it up maybe to $2,000, which would give you the value of anywhere else of like $5,000 to $10,000. Without spending them. Don't get me wrong, I love to visit places that happen to be also more expensive. I just perhaps don't spend as much time there. And at the end of the day, that's a little bit my philosophy of going to places that just offer more. And if you're new here by any chance, well, I think from the video you got a good idea of what I'm doing on the channel. I call it documenting my life around the idea of building a life of freedom around the world. This is what Got a World to See stands for. And so on that note, you too got a world to see.